What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. Boozer here, thanks for stopping by. We are on the test server here today, so thank you Playtest for allowing us access to the test server. And we will be playtesting Nell Blackteeth, the brand new mythical from the Sylvan Watchers. So on this channel, usually I don't really playtest mythicals because I think mythicals are, a little bit out of reach for most people, and I find the content not really that engaging for everybody, even for myself. But honestly, I felt compelled to kind of do a little playtest with her. I thought she looked really fun. She has a very strong kit, and I wanted to see how she would perform. Aesthetically, I think she looks awesome. She has a very, innocent looking base form, and then when she transforms into this kind of pretty nightmarish looking monster here. But let's go over her kit real quick. It's a bit of a long one, so I'll just try to briefly go through it. Great base stats in her both forms actually. Her A1, she does a steal for turn meter, and then she has additional steal based on debuffs, and then she can apply True Fear, which is really strong. Her A2 steals all buffs from all enemies. It's a 3-turn cooldown, decreases turn meter, so it steals your stuff, decreases your turn meter, and then activates poisons. Usually activate poison won't do anything if you don't have any poisons on, for example, but that's just an extra part of her kit. Then places sleep for all enemies without poison debuffs. So she activates it. That means she takes, 1 turn off, and then she will put them to sleep if she has no poisons. So it's really strong. There's so much going on here. It's on a 3-turn cooldown. Her A3, AoE decreased defense and weaken, and then turn meter filled. Simple, but very effective. Passive wise, whenever an enemy receives a buff, heal, or turn meter, place a poison on them, and then it bypasses block debuffs. Increases this champion's turn meter by 5% for each buff placed this way. So she's going to get a lot of turn meter stuff. She's going to steal turn meter. She's going to steal buffs. She's going to debuff you. And then she can actually deal damage with the detonation as well. So a lot of CC, pretty cool kit. And then her attacking form, she has a quad hit A1 that ignores 30% of target's defense, which is a good amount, especially on an A1. And then if it's not a boss, she places a shield on herself for some extra survivability. Her A2 is a double hit, has double damage if the enemy is under any of these hard CCs. If you kill somebody with this ability, you get the A3 right away. 40% damage from books, 2 books, which is insane. Her A3, 4-turn cooldown, AoE, place True Fear on everybody, can't be resisted or blocked with 50% or less HP. Very strong AoE, very strong CC effect. Passive ability, whenever this champion kills somebody, using an active skill, grant an extra turn. That's wild. And then each debuff placed by this champion in either form increases the other form base stats up to 50%. So in the base form, she places a lot of debuffs. So this form, after placing debuffs, will basically pump up her attacking form. So ideally, in a perfect scenario, you probably want to build up this form. So stay in her base form for a little bit, build up the secondary form, and then I guess transform and then just nuke. But if you're locked out, you just transform into her attacking form, which is really strong. Similar setup to like somebody like Lazurius, who has a very good support base form and then a very powerful damage form. So you could definitely maybe build her out in the same way. The thing with Blackteeth is that she probably needs more accuracy, probably to do her stuff, since she does do the strip and a bunch of debuffs and stuff. But anyways, I'm going to show you guys how I geared her out, and let's see how she will perform in the field. So this is my Nell Blackteeth. I have her in a 4-piece pinpoint and 4-piece lethal set. I think the pinpoint's going to help just to basically dodge like a sheep, for example, especially when she's placing all her debuffs. Lethal set, I think, for some extra damage, especially in her secondary form. I don't have the best pinpoint gear, so this is what I have. I have her with a little bit of accuracy as well, so that she can place her debuffs. Here are her total stats. I have her pretty fast with some crit damage, low base attack, just basically the gear that I have on. Let's transform into her attacking mode. Her attacking mode, get a little bit extra stats for the attack, a little bit extra crit damage. Still pretty fast with the good accuracy. Doesn't need that much crazy accuracy because she does ignore some resistance, so you don't need super crazy accuracy, but still having 300 something is gonna be not enough in some cases. But yeah, let's check out her masteries here. Kind of standard nuker masteries. Gonna take Helm Smasher here, taking Psycho Magic, so she gets more of her AoEs. She's gonna get a lot of turn meter from the debuff expiry. Also, just gonna get a lot of turn meter from her abilities and her kit. Some extra stats here and some extra duration on poisons and debuffs. You can't extend fear or sleep or anything like that. But yeah, maybe you can go for this. She doesn't really have any self-sustain, so going for this might be helpful. She does have the shield, I guess. But okay, let's see here. Yeah, so let's jump right into it. I mean, I'm excited to try her out. She is fully booked. Of course, you want her to be fully booked. She doesn't need to be fully booked. 4 turn cooldowns on her A2, A3. No debuff chance increasing, so you can save the books, I guess. But yeah, 4 turn cooldown might not be the best. For her damage form, you get pretty good value for each book. You get 20% damage for each book. But her kit works fine without the books. She needs a total of 8 books, which is, you know, obviously less than legendary, but mythical books are pretty expensive. But yeah, let's jump into the arena and see what she can do. All right, so I put her in a kind of like a basic team here. Arbiter for increased attack, go first, and then Armans to control the waves. You know, could help strip some stone skin too. And then you have Nell here with the strip, and then Necrit just to protect the whole team. So we'll try this out first. With the mythical, of course, you're not too worried about getting locked out, which is kind of nice. But I want to see how she does, you know, in both forms. So I want to avoid some lockout situations here. Let's see what she does. So she is protected by the 1-turn pinpoint and the bolster set from my Necrit and Necrit's passive ally protection. So let's see, I'm going to go increase speed. Armans with the CC here. All right, we're on 1-time speed just to check out everything here. So what do we want to do? So we can go steal buffs from all enemies. So they have no buffs. Decrease turn meter for additional debuff on them. Okay. Instantly activates poisons, places sleep. So they're stunned right now. You don't need to do that. A1, steal turn meter, places true fear. Don't need to do that. So let's place the decreased defense and weaken and boost our turn meter. Whoa. Surprisingly good damage. I don't know if this is... Maybe Deadwood Jedi doesn't have gear on. Surprisingly pretty good damage there. Maybe, yeah, maybe this is not the best test. Okay, somehow that Kymar got the reset. Let's see. Okay, so her A1's gonna steal turn meter. Actually, did that Kymar get a reset? Since she's... Whoa, A1 slaps. I don't know, for a support champion, her A1 hits pretty hard. Like, her base form actually hits pretty hard. For like a support champion. That's kind of interesting. Okay, anyways, let's jump out of here and let's try to find a longer fight here. Let's try to find a longer fight. Here, let's fight this team. Let's see what happens here. Her base form actually hit pretty hard. Unless Deadwood Jedi's team's not geared out. It's possible. Not geared out properly. Go greatest hits. And let's bypass the UDK. Alright. So we'll save this strip, I guess. And then let's go decrease defense and weaken. Duchess resisted, so Duchess has pretty good resistance, but actually it's pretty good damage. I don't know, kind of good damage against the Duchess here. This is I mean, You know, these are not just super weak champions here, right? All right, let's test out her buff. Wow, look at all the turn meter that she's getting right there when they get buffs on. It's quite a bit. Okay, let's see her get to work with this. Steal all enemy buffs. Decreases each target's turn meter. And then activates poisons. Taras actually had some poisons land on him, so. And then places sleep. Let's see if we can do this. Some got stolen. We stole block debuffs. We stole increased attack. We stole... I think we stole some debuffs. Okay. I mean, base form seems pretty impressive. Has a lot of stuff going on, but in terms of like mythicals, you know, mythicals generally have a lot of stuff going on. Mythicals generally have a lot of stuff going on. So how does she compare to like other mythicals? She seems decent in that conversation. So let's transform. Let's see what we can do in terms of damage. Do we want to test the A1? Steal turn meter, chance to place True Fear. Sure, let's try the A1 here. Let's try to ignore defense. Yeah, so we didn't steal any turn meter there. Since it weak hit. Okay. I mean, Armon's definitely dealing tons of CC. Alright, let's try to decrease defense again. Okay, landed it on the Taras. I'm probably losing a lot of attack because I keep hitting the Taras. Save the sheep. Okay, I'm going to transform. And I'm going to try to kill some of this stuff. Let's try... Okay, if it kills somebody... Okay, we have a stun champion here. Okay, here we go. Let's check out the damage on the A2. So it's dealing double damage right now. If it instantly kills somebody, it's going to activate the A3, which is going to basically True Fear the Duchess. Alright, let's try. Whoa, True Fear. And of course the accuracy can land the True Fear as well. Actually, how come the Duchess didn't get True Fear? Place a True Fear debuff. This debuff cannot be resisted or blocked by enemies with 50% or less HP. It's weird. Taras got feared. Python got feared because of accuracy. But then Duchess for some reason didn't get feared. Let's test the A1 on the Duchess. Ignore a bunch of stuff, and then we'll gain 25% of the target's max HP in a shield. Okay, seems pretty good. She's going to town now. She still has that pinpoint stack on her too. Pinpoint is pretty nasty set, guys. Pretty nasty set. All right, let's go with the AoE again. Actually, let's go with the A1 again. Let's go after Taras here. Quad hit. Look at that. Destroy max HP. We'll come back in with the AoE here. Ooh, we can come back in with the A2 actually. Let's come back in with the A2. Let's kill off Taras. Oh, look at that. Look at that sick animation. Fear, fear. Let's go again. Go back into the AoE. The AoE seems kind of weak. The multiplier on it seems a little bit weak. The A2 seems good, obviously, because you got double damage. But the multiplier on the A2 seems a little bit weak. Like, we're getting a lot of, you know, a lot of A2s in, right? But I guess... Yeah, I guess the affinity issue maybe. Maybe affinity issues. She doesn't have increased attack, so she can't self-buff herself. Yeah, there's some affinity issue here. Then slash, yeah, some affinity issues. And then let's go 13k. Okay. Yeah, looks like we got this one. I mean, it could be my gear, but on first impression, she doesn't seem super strong in terms of her overall damage. But it could be completely like my gear on her. Let's try out this one. She's gonna get... Well, Mythral is probably going to resist her a lot. That's probably gonna be the problem. Don't really want to deal with... go first, and then she attacks. First attack. Let's see who else we can fight. That makes sense. Let's see how she does against Rotos. She should do pretty good against Rotos here. She has a couple multi-hits on her kit, so she should do pretty good. Okay, so we go first. Speed this up. And... I like it. The turn meter stuff is pretty good. Pushes it back. Turn meter stuff again. That's the sleep and steal. Yeah, at this point, I mean, we can basically do whatever we want. Yeah, I think getting the increased attack on her really helps. So let's try the slashing ability. Slash and AoE. Yeah, her AoE definitely doesn't feel very strong. I mean, obviously you can do it like over and over very quickly, very often, but the AoE definitely doesn't feel very strong. And it makes sense because the True Fear is really tough. The True Fear is really tough to deal with. Let's try this one. Let's try the Mithrala one again. We do have the negative resistance, so it might be easier to land the debuffs on the Mithrala, but let's see if we can remove this stone skin stuff. Okay, let's try to remove and let's try to steal the stone skin. How about that? Everybody resist me. That sucks. Everybody resists Armans too. Okay, yeah, this is probably not going to be a very fun fight. Yeah. Can I do anything about this? I can't do anything about this. Nope. The resistance is too high, so I can't do anything with my guy against them. I can't steal their stuff. Even Armans can't even strip their stuff. So a little bit unfortunate. A little bit unfortunate here. Yeah, landing the poisons, that's kind of cool. Okay, let's see here. Okay, let's try the sheep again. Okay. Worked that time. Okay, decreased defense. Literally cannot do anything. Okay. A little bit of a drag, but I guess the Armans here is going to win. Let's duck out of this one. This one's just going to be a long slog. It doesn't really showcase her very well. Let's keep going. Let's look for something else. Marius has our number. Let's try this guy. Let's try this guy. Okay, stone skin again. Let's control you. Let's try to steal a stone skin, and nothing happened. Sucks. Kinda sucks. So for her to be super effective with that steal stuff, you need her to have more accuracy. And I think that's kind of tough. It's kind of tough to put, right? Because if you want her to deal damage, you can't really have her, you know, have her with that much accuracy. Like, I think 300-400 for this level of build, I think is about all you can really stuff on a champion. Placing the True Fear, I mean, that's pretty wild. On the A1, 75% chance to land it. Try to land the decreased defense again. Land it on the Duchess. The Sifi is resisting. The increased attack is really nice. But the problem is she doesn't buff herself, which is a little bit of a problem. Can we steal stuff? Okay, we stole the buffs from Wukong. That's kind of nice. Yeah. That's pretty useful. I mean, we're just chilling here with her base form, and then we'll get ready to unload. Okay, so Wukong has a steal as well. Ah, Wukong. Wukong stole our pinpoint. That sucks. Fear, True Fear, bypassing the block debuffs. That's super nice. Let's try the A1 here. That was without increased attack. Pretty much shredded that Duchess. Pretty good. I don't think her multipliers are that high though. So let's go after this guy. Yeah, I don't think her multiplier is that high. Definitely her AoE, it does not have a very strong multiplier. Fear, bypassing. Yeah, the fear is nice. Fear to bypass is pretty nice. Not gonna lie. Yeah, cool. Fear to bypass. Okay, let's see how she performs somewhere else. Okay, I don't think she's going to be a hydra champion, but I just want to see how well she performs. So I think the way to play this one out with her is probably just to have her do the debuffs in her base form and then transform her. So if you're running presets, you probably want to do like, you know, make her open with her debuffs and then transform her into her damage form. So in this case, we're just going to use her as a damage dealer. Just want to see what she does. Curious. So I'm going to have her open with the decreased defense and weaken, and it's a turn meter boost, which is super nice. And yeah, she lands it really nice. So the other big thing is that when she lands her debuffs in her base form, she's buffing up her, you know, secondary form so that she can do more damage. So that's kind of the idea here. So, all right. So let's see. We're going to get back to her turn. AoE Hex here. Block buffs. All right, we're all good. All good. Turn meter boosting. Back to Nell. Okay, there's not too much value in her A1, like the fear, turn meter steal, or the steal all buffs, and then turn meter stealing, and then poison activation and sleep. So I think at this point you open with the A3, and then you probably transform, and then yeah, use her damage form. Her damage form, again, not too much value here, but we can test out some stuff. Let's test out her A1 and see how much damage she actually deals per hit. So 4 hit, about 200k. 200k on the A1. This is hard difficulty, so 200k on the A1. I think that seems pretty good. I think that's pretty good. Hold on, let's compare that against Mishinaki. Mishinaki's A1, 235. So about on par as the Mishinaki, but the Mishinaki is in a much stronger build with a blessing. So having the A1 on par with the Mishinaki actually seems, you know, seems kind of decent. Seems kind of decent. All right, let's see here. But you know, she did get a little bit of a boost from the base form, buffing up her secondary form. So maybe that is one of the reasons why. Like she landed 8 debuffs, which is, I forgot what the percentage was. 8 debuffs. I think it's only 2% per debuff that she gets. So she landed 8 debuffs, so she gets extra 2% of everything, so extra 16% attack stat. So she did get a little bit of a boost before she transformed. So that might explain why her A1 is hitting a little bit harder than expected. Now let's see if this A2 works for the kill effect. I'm pretty sure it doesn't work, since it doesn't work for other champions' kill effects, but let's test. A2 going in for pretty big damage there, I think. About 500k on the A2. Seems kind of decent. Mishnaki went in with the A1 afterwards for, 380 something K. Interesting. Interesting. Her damage is not bad. Her damage is not bad. Let's test out. See, Mishnaki doing 337 there, right? 337. So let's see what she does again on her A1. A1. So 230 times 2. So 430. So her A1 is actually stronger than Mishnaki right now. And that was without increased attack. And Mishnaki has increased defense. Really? That is pretty strong. That is pretty strong. She seems okay. I would like to see how she compares to like other mythicals. Okay, let's test her AoE here. AoE was tested a little bit weaker. No decreased defense or anything like that. She has increased attack. Slow it down. A little bit on the weak side, about 260 each. So about 1 million across the board. Some weak hits here on the 2 middle heads. So she was doing 260 against this head of mischief. So a little, the weaker head. She's doing 260. Like Wukong's AoE was doing 120 here. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Wukong's not built for damage in this team. It'd be interesting to see Mishinaki come in and do some damage here. Let's see what Mishinaki can do against this head of mischief, this spirit one. Okay, let's see what his AoE does here. Slow it down. 400k. Okay. So Mishinaki's AoE deals about 400-ish K against this spirit head on the far right. Nell's AoE was doing about 260. So, we can kind of tell that, yeah, it was kind of obvious that her AoE was pretty weak. But her A1 and A2, her A2 definitely hits hard, especially with the double damage, the double damage condition in arena. But her A1, I think, also hits pretty decent as well. So we can test the double hit here. Oh, actually, it's not a double hit, it's just a single hit. But let's see the single hit. 600k? 600k each, so 1.2k. Yeah, I mean, it's a decent hit. It's a decent hit. It's a decent hit. All right. Okay, I think that gives us a little bit of a clearer picture. I mean, she definitely can be usable in Hydra just as a damage dealer. But I think, obviously for Arena, she's going to have the most value. She's going to be great in all areas like dungeons and stuff just to carry. She can probably even be used for Arena, for Clan Boss, strictly for poisons and AoE decreased defense. I mean, she could be that in a pinch. But yeah, she's a great champion. She seems very versatile. Seems like a decent damage dealer as well. So anyways, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed that little playthrough and showcase for Nell Blackteeth. Let me know what you guys think about her, how you guys would build her out. Maybe Stone Skin would make sense. I did run Necrit, so maybe without Necrit, maybe Stone Skin makes sense. The pinpoint, often the pinpoint stack was just stuck on her. So maybe she's, relatively safe. I don't know. She didn't actually go through the pinpoint stack that often. So maybe the Stone Skin would make more sense for her. But yeah, I think she'd perform pretty well. A little bit surprising with her base form damage output. Her base form is based on attack, I guess, is not that bad. Since it's based on attack, she scales the exact same way as her attack form. So when you give her attack in her base form, she still deals some decent damage. So that kind of makes sense. But yeah, her base form is really, really good. Base HP as well to keep herself alive. But anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching to the end. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about her. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.